Can someone send something? I just want to make sure that I have your ears.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so without wasting much time, I want you to join me in welcoming our special guest, Coach Prince. He is a seasoned public speaking expert with over 9 years of experience in the field. Every year, each and every year, he mentors and empowers more than 1,000 young people, helping them find their voice and confidence. He has spoken across 4 to 5 West African countries and delivered impactful webinars to audiences in the Western world. Coach Prince is widely recognized for his remarkable ability to transform shy individuals like myself into powerful, compelling speakers. Without wasting much time, I want you to give honor to whom honor is due. Let's welcome Coach Prince.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
That was a high welcome. Thank you so much, Salome. I really appreciate it. And guys, thank you for being here. One of the things I always believe is that many are called, but few are chosen. So don't be shaken by the number. It's important to know that there will always be few chosen, and those few that are chosen will determine the next phase of their life and their abilities. Like she rightfully said, my name is Prince. I have had the opportunity to speak. Can you see what I'm sharing, first of all? Can you see it?
Yes, please, we can.
Okay. So I've had the opportunity to speak for about 9 years of my career. And I love public speaking because there are opportunities that are growing in the public speaking sector. And it is sad when I see many young people want to go and sit in the office to do accounting job when people earn over $5,000 for 30 minutes in the US just to be a public speaker, even more, depending on your branding, right? So there's so much in public speaking. There is a lot of information to share, but there are few people to share this information. And that's where public speakers come. So if you're a public speaker, you are setting yourself aside for a generational career. It's a career that would never die, because every single day we would need group of people to communicate. So, and that's public speaking. So it's a career that would never die, would never have an end, because as long as human being lives, there should be people who can let them know, communicate the information to them properly in the right organs. So today I'm just going to talk about a few concepts with you. And after that, we are going to break out into group sections like Salome has said, because the upper week, which is the 5th of July, which will be the end of the section, we are going to have you speak. We're going to do the practical section. So you're going to speak at the practical events, right? So the essence of the breakout group is for you to choose a topic amongst yourself. Maybe it's a topic that you like to speak on. It's a career you're looking to pursue. It's something I'll be good at speaking at. When you're able to identify that area of speaking, maybe mental health, public career development, leadership development, whatever area you're looking to speak on. If you're able to identify that, you text it to Salome. She will give you a topic you can go and prepare. The following week, you're going to speak to your group again. You're going to now speak to your group as a public speaker. And let's practicalize what we are learning. That's why she said the meeting is going to be a very interactive one. So just so we head into the meeting properly, at the end of this workshop or this little class, you're going to be having an understanding in what public speaking is, truly is, discover who you are as a public speaker, learn how to speak effectively, know when to speak, time, rhyme, and also occasions. That's what you're going to come up with at the end of this class. But just before that, let me tell you a little about that. Over 11 years ago, I moved into Accra from my hometown, and I didn't have anyone. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have this one. People say they have a friend in the city, or I didn't have anyone, but I know that my confidence will lead me to something great. So when I moved into Accra, most of you know Accra, I met with few friends that I already know on Facebook, and they promised to give me a place to put my head. Coming to city, it wasn't as expected, right? It didn't help me as expected. And I didn't have anywhere to go. So I ended up sleeping at the Circle Bridge for over 4 days because I was having no place to put my head. But one of the things that drove my passion was the ability that I wanted to be a voice for the people who are voiceless. There are a lot of people in our rural areas, in our communities, in our societies who do not have voice. Now, the question I asked myself was, how can I become a voice for them? But first of all, I need to gain experience. I need to gain the knowledge. I need to gain the abilities. I need to learn the skills. I started attending workshops. I started attending conferences. I started learning from people who are experts. And then gradually, as time goes on, I grew in my knowledge, in my experience, and in my practical abilities to speak. And over these years, I've had the opportunity to speak at webinars, event centers, countries, people, thousands and hundreds of young people in conferences. So that is how my story happened, and I became passionate about public speaking. But as I look at the world is growing with a huge demand. There's a lot of information coming out every single day, but we have few people to share them. Now, what I told myself was, what can I also do to help more people now share this information? And that's why I innovated this idea of having a yearly conference or yearly classes, master class for public speakers, where I would impact with them some of the knowledge I have and some of the skills that public speakers used to earn, so they can actually start providing for themselves. And most importantly, start sharing informations that are relevant to their passion. It could be, like I said, on career development. It could be on leadership growth. It could be on growth mindset. It could be on decision making. It could be on mental health. It could be on health. General areas that you want to focus on. There are a lot of informations. Now, the question is, are you available to share those informations with people? And that's what makes you a good communicator. So that's one thing. That's what we are going. That's a little about my story, and that's what we are going to jump into today. So for some people who do not know, public speaking is an act of communicating ideas clearly, confidently, and persuasively to an audience. So there is always, like I said, there's always an information to share. So as a public speaker, you're going to have the ability to share these information to people. And when sharing these information to people, you need to take these things into consideration. What is my message? Who am I? You're a messenger. And then also, you need to also look at that. What are the mediums I want to use? And how is that moment going to look for me? At every public speaking occasions that you hold, if you're not able to pass information clearly, confidently, and persuasively, you have failed as a public speaker. Because imagine someone booking you, for example, sometimes I get events and I'm being paid for 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 to 10,000 to just perform for 1 hour, to speak for 1 hour, 30 minutes. And you're paid such huge amount of money. And at the end of your section, people were not clear with your message. You were not showing any act of confidentiality, or you were not even persuasive enough to your audience to believe or to get transformed by your message. So these are the 4 elements you must understand in public speaking. In every public speaking opportunity, there should always be a message. What am I going to share to this audience? It's very, very important. What am I going to share to this audience? You should not come there with too many words. Too many words does not make up a lesson. You should come up with a message. What do I want these people to hear? Who are my target audience? And then you have to ask yourself, who am I? You should always know that you're a messenger. You're not there to control people. You're there to deliver a message. And you should always ask yourself, how do I want to do this? Am I going to stand in the front of people? Am I going to stand on cameras? Am I going to stand in offices? Am I going to stand in conference center? These areas or these elements helps you to control the mind of whatever opportunity is coming your way. For example, if you're to perform at the AGT, America's Got Talent stage, that's a big opportunity for you. That is the medium that you're performing. Now, the question is, are you certified? Are you honestly ready for such crowd? Are you honestly ready for such medium of communication? So every medium of communication, you must take into consideration where I am going. Is it 100 people? Is it 50 people? Is it 30 people? How do I want to control such numbers? That is the medium. And then the moment, how do you want your audience to feel? Do you want them to feel like the ow, a, or the hell, or the yeah, who, fire, or anything? How is the moment of your public speaking? What do you want that moment to be? These are the elements you must consider when speaking into public. Take note of this. There must be a message. There must be an acknowledgement that you are the messenger, and there is always a medium of speaking. It could be virtual, it could be in person, it could be audio, it could be whatever. It could be pictures, whatever it comes in. Just know that there's always a medium of you to speak, for you to speak. You should psych your mind that whichever medium comes, as a messenger, am I ready to carry my message with that medium? And you should always know that there will be a moment. I remember there was a time I spoke in Nigeria. During my speaking section, I'll share that on a video. During my speaking section, a young lady was crying. And I thought it was very impactful because she felt the message I was saying. She got connected to it. It felt as if I was talking to her in particular. And this is one thing public speakers always misunderstand. When you're crafting your message, just think of one person in mind. You don't need to change everybody's mind. You only just need to change one person. With that concept of changing one person, you would only imagine how many people you're going to change. You're going to change a lot of people. But when you're planning to change a lot of people, you may be in a rush or in too much anxieties, make mistake, focusing on a huge number than the lower number. It is better for 10 people to understand than for 100 people to hear and don't understand. So that is important when consuming into public speaking as well. Another area that I would love us to look at is who are you speaking to, the kind of audience you're speaking to. Whenever you're going to speak on the stage, these things should come into your consideration. What are the age of the people I'm going to speak with? What are their roles? Are they managers? Are they HRs? Are they accountants? Are they students? Are they employees? Are they people looking for a job? What are their interests? You must know their interests. What are their level of understanding? Many often at times, people craft presentation to just go and bombard people with English. It doesn't really make any connection when your audience are going to listen to all your big grammars and they don't get transformed. The most important thing is that your audience should be transformed. So if your audience is not being transformed because of the way your message is being delivered, maybe big words, big grammar, big visuals, big unidentical images that they cannot explain, you're just deceiving yourself. You're not speaking. But in speaking, you must consider the age, you must consider their role, you must consider their interest, you must consider their level of understanding, their knowledge. You should look at these things. Also, you need to also consider their values. How can I relate their religion to something they can understand? How can I relate their culture to something they can understand? How can I relate their tradition to something they can understand? Just like a tradition that says, or a proverb that says that, what an older man sees sitting down, when a younger person stands even in the tallest mountain, they cannot see. That is a proverb. Not everybody understands it. How are you going to help them understand such explanation into something that they can make a meaningful? Also, you need to ask yourself questions like, what do they need What do they fear? What transformation do they want? So all these things is what public speakers do. In public speaking, your job is not just to be called and you pick up and you just draft a presentation and you go and speak. This is a career. And as such, you must address it as one. When you want to stand out as a public speaker, you must learn to satisfy your audience. Like I said, if you're not identify their age, if you don't identify their interest and their level of knowledge, you would only just go there to present an information, but not a message. So it is important that you should know that indeed public speakers are earning so much today. But for you to be an remarkable and invited and someone people always refer back or giving referrals to, you should be able to learn how to build a brand in public speaking. So if people are not liking your message, it's because you're not identifying your audience and their level of knowledge. It's not that they don't like your message, but they don't understand the message. So how are they going to love it? So if your audience understands the message, that is where the true transformation happens. Because knowledge being applied is because they know. If they don't know, they cannot apply what they don't know, right? And then another area that I'd love to talk about is to know yourself. This is a very important area that I built so much. I spent most of my years in public speaking building. I have a very strong brand. I remember there was an event I was invited over a night. They sent me an invite. Hey Prince, hey coach, the speakers that we're having didn't come. We don't know if you're available to come the next day to speak. Obviously, I'm a speaker, and if my schedules are open, why not? I'll go. But I told them that because it's an emergency and I need to work through the team to get this done as quickly as you want it, you're going to pay me so amounts. They thought it was too much. They thought it was too high. They thought it was just an obvious, it was too high of a pricing. But you know what? Whatever they said, I didn't shake because I know myself. I know my value. If I had belittled myself to dance into their game, what do you think they will do tomorrow? They will treat me the same way they've treated me initially. So this is where most people fall short. As a public speaker, you need to command respect. You don't need to disrespect people. You need to command respect because you know the value of the knowledge you're giving to people. Because of that value, they will pay anything to have you speak. They will pay anything to have you speak. But first, you need to brand yourself. What are some of the brandings that you need to brand yourself? One, you need to be authentic. Please don't copy people. I see a lot of public speakers. I want to be like this one. I want to be like this one. I want to be like this one. When you try to be like so many people, you know what it makes you? It makes you inferior. People don't see who you truly are. They begin to see just a template. They begin to see someone who's like a shadow, but they don't see the true person that they are seeing on the stage. It's good to admire good and high-paying public speakers, but you need to learn to be authentic. Authenticity in this area means that your content must be pure and true. Don't go out there to share any false information. Don't tell people this is black when you know very well that it is white because you can speak good English. Don't go out there and deceive people with message. Let me tell you, one of the things most people don't know about public speaking is you're sharing vital information that would help change the minds of generation. So imagine you now going to tell people that it is good to throw a bomb at a friend's house and you're speaking to 10,000 people with your influence. What do you think they will do? They will start throwing bombs in their friend's house. And that is because of the knowledge you've given to them. So you must learn to be authentic. Authentic in the area of you must research. You must be sure that whatever information you're communicating with people is legit and true. If people come to find out that your information are legit and true, what happens? It grows the number of trust people have for you. It grows the number of your brand and your followers. It grows the trust rate that people would have in you. Secondly, you must be very, very energetic. There is never a public speaker that I've seen that has ever won being so dull. You must not be defeated. This is like a war zone. You're going to teach people, not people teaching you. This is not saying that you cannot be teachable. You can learn from people. But every moment you're on stage, the people inviting you trust you to learn or to teach people, not to go there and be taught. So it is always discouraging when I hear speakers say something like, I'm here to talk to you about a topic, so I don't know it all. I'm learning from you. Don't say that. You give people the trust, you give people the opportunity to belittle your potential. It is good that we all know everybody's learning. Nobody knows it all. But the approach or the view you give people of you is the lens they see you through. Don't let them know that you cannot do this. Don't let them know that you don't know it all. Don't let them know that. So how are they even able to believe the response you're going to give to them? So give them the perception that I have prepared for you today. I am coming to deliver for you today. If you cannot answer all the questions, there's always a room to reschedule. Okay, in our next meetings, we will talk more about these questions. But never at any point should your energy level go down as a public speaker. That is one way you're building your brand. If your energy goes low, people will lose interest in you. People will stop booking you. People will stop even trusting you. People will start even trusting your comments or your answers or your posts on social media, especially on LinkedIn. So as a public speaker, one of the things you have to earn more is your brand. When people see who you are, when people trust who you are, when people believe in who you are, they tend to even refer you to people who they have not seen before. Oh, do you know about any public speaking? Yes, I know Camilla. Camilla is great at the stage. Just book her. Oh, I know Lily. I know Salma. I know Frank. Frank has been killing stage for so many weeks now. Call him. It is because they are satisfied with your initial encounter with them. So your brand is very, very important. For those of you who do not have a LinkedIn handle or LinkedIn account, please, by the end of this workshop today, yes, I know Martha as well. By the end of this meeting today, please create one. LinkedIn is one of the most business platforms that can transform your business and brand. People are making thousands of dollars on LinkedIn. In fact, I made my first $1,000 on LinkedIn. From LinkedIn, I got a deal on LinkedIn. I've gotten so many deals. How I came to know Salome was at her school is that Wisconsin, right? I was invited to speak at her school, and that's how we got to know. So she connected with me on LinkedIn, and I thought her passion for professionalism and productivity drew my interest closer to her, and I made her my co-host. So whatever you are, you must leave a clear impact in whatever you do. Okay. So as part of as part of knowing yourself, you must know your stories, you must know your experience, and you must know your passions. What passions do you want to bring on board? Most of you have experiences. Life has really showed you shiggy, if that's an Englishman, but you're keeping these experiences. You can use these experiences to transform people's life. You can use these experiences to direct people into areas that they can see possibilities. You can use these stories, you can use these passions to drive change in the heart of people. And not just that, you can earn by doing that. Sure, I'll share my LinkedIn profile. Well, if you just go on LinkedIn and type Coach Prince, but that's even after my class. But anyways, so just like I said, the more you are yourself, the more people will connect with you. Don't try to be like Michael Jackson. Don't try to be like Shatta Wale. Just be you. I'm not saying you cannot love them, but try as much as possible to be you. This is where the real growth happens. When people see that authenticity in you, when people identify you for your brand, when people know that this is what you do, there is nothing that anyone says that can change their trust for you. So building your branding has to be clear with the authenticity, the energy you bring, the thoughts, and the funny. One of the things about me is I am always comical about my speaking. I don't always like to make it look as if we are in a war zone. Everybody is just serious. No, we have to also, you have to bring all area of emotion. People should learn to cry. People should learn to smile. People should learn to laugh. People should learn to feel comfortable at your section. If you're able to drive this change, you can earn. I have a friend. I'll share his LinkedIn post with you. His name is Mark. Mark earned $5,000 for 30 minutes on every speaking engagement he holds. But anyways, that's in the US. But it's possible here. I know public speakers who are friends of mine who go like 10,000, 11,000 for 1 hour on stage. They call them to speak. It is not because they are too special. It's because they've built a brand. People know their brand. They are calling them because of their brand. You get it? Because of their brand. I know this person when it comes, her influence, her speaking, her message, people would love it. So let me pay anything to have her. So if you have a brand that you're living up to, people will pay anything for your brand. All right. Moving on to the next. Oh, I think this is okay. This is know yourself. Moving on to the next, how to speak so they listen. Mastering your delivery is very important. First, your voice. Use volume. When you're speaking, don't go and speak as if you're proposing to your girlfriend, babe, would you marry me? No, this is not proposal. This is a crowd. This is people. This is not just you and your woman. This is people you're speaking to. So when you're speaking and you want people to really master your delivery, like whatever you want to master the delivery, whatever you're speaking, people should be able to get it. Your voice is essential. How you talk, the way you say it, the way you communicate it, the way your intentions are. People should see something that is real in you. Don't sound like a robot. Don't sound as if you're being stationed to do something. No, people should be able to see that voice in you. And when you're speaking, it's always important that you're always audible, that people can hear. Don't speak as if, like I said, as if you're talking to your girlfriend or you're talking to your boyfriend or you're proposing at a proposal ground. The moment you're speaking, your voice becomes your element of control. If people are not hearing you, nothing can happen. Good. I like that point. Now you're not hearing me, right? That is an that is an that is an example of what I mean. That is how you begin to present yourself in the face of your audience. Even though you're talking, they don't hear you. Okay, there's difference between hearing and listening. When people hear you, they don't listen to you, your message becomes irrelevant. So the moment you're on the stage, the moment you're performing your duty, which is your career, your passion as a public speaker, which is to share information, your voice, the tune, the pace, pauses intentionally is important. When you talk about something that is emotional, you have to pause and let the people feel that moment. You have to pause and let the people get control of that emotion. You have to pause and let people see the view that you're giving them. Your body language is important. Don't let people see that you're afraid. Don't let people see that you don't know your job. Don't let people see that you cannot do the job. Always be bold. One of the things you must know about public speaking is no matter how much the crowd is, nobody will come to the stage and beat you. Nobody will come to the stage and slap you. Nobody will come to the stage and kick you. So because of that, whatever they are doing is in their seats. He will never come to the stage. So take advantage of that. You have the control at that moment. They want to see you and see what you can do. So don't let them feel that you cannot do it. It is all about the mindset. If you're afraid of the crowd, it's not because you're afraid you cannot, it's not because you're afraid of the crowd, but it's because you're afraid you cannot deliver. So every moment you have on the stage, it's a big opportunity for you. Your body language is as essential as how much they are going to learn from you. The posture, the gesture, the confidence, the open eye contact, everything. Look at people face to face. They will not beat you. That one alone is an assurance that you're winning. Nobody will come to the stage and beat you. So because of that, you should be confident and take control of the stage. I've had the opportunity to speak in front of 5,000, 4,000, 1,000, hundreds of people before. And it all started from a small group of people, from the church to community friends, to school friends, blah, 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 and group. You must always learn to start small. Don't always target the big stage. start small. If you're doing it in your church, start it from your church. If you're doing it in your school, start it from your school. Don't start thinking of, I want to go and start conquering 5,000 when you've not even finished 100. So you begin the growth from a smaller denomination. So start from your church if it's your church. Start from your family if it's your family. Start from your peers. Whatever number you can start with, just start to build the confidence. As time goes, you grow that confidence as well. So every of your message must have a hook, must have a message, must have a story, and must have a call to action. The question is, what is a hook? A hook is something you capture the interest of your audience. For example, today I'm going to talk about how I lost $1 million because of a woman. Not everybody wants to hear that. How did the woman help make me lose $1 million? Woman again. So the question will be woman again. So the interest will now grow. People want to listen to that story. So you must always think of a hook that you must grab your audience attention. Or example like, hey, I kept $1 million in this class. Anybody who is able to find it. Or, okay, 1 million is it's just too obvious. Like, I can't keep 1 million there. Okay, let's say I keep $500. I'm hiding $500 in one of your seats. But this is the secret to finding it. You've captured their attention, and that moment they want to listen to the secret you want to tell them. So you must create a hook. You must have a story. You must share your experience. You must have a call to action. What do you want the people to go home with after your message? Do you want them to go home the same way they came, or do you want them to go home having a lens that they can change from who they are to who they want to become, right? It's very, very important. Okay. Your voice is a powerful tool. I think I've shared that as well. How to control the room. How to control a room when you're in the public speaking section. And most of you may not necessarily be speaking on stage. You may be training. You may be having a church training. You may be having an office training. You may be having a work training. You may be a supervisor at work. Speaking can go in different ways. Speaking is just an act of communicating with people, an idea that is true. So if the idea is true, you communicate it to people, you're a public speaker in a way. But if you now want to make it a paid if you now want to make it a paid career, that's when you need to start considering some of the things I'm speaking to you about. Because these are some of the things that are already transforming my life and making me a better person each day. And I see most of my peers doing the same, and it's making them a better person. And this is a unique universal secret. There's no magic to it. If you follow these steps, obviously things will factor into progress for you. So how to control the room? First of all, your presence, your poise, and your power is important. You must learn that at that moment you are the person they are watching. Don't watch them. Don't watch them in the area as not that you're not going to get a feedback from them. No, don't watch that these people are going to discourage me from what I'm supposed to do here. Don't watch that I have a friend of mine who was my roommate in school. So whenever he is there, I cannot focus. Don't watch that my employee is expecting or my boss is expecting so much from me. At that moment, you have to control the audience with power and authority. They must learn to believe in your message, in your presence. They must feel the power of your presence. They must know that someone who is truly making impact is in our midst. Not just anybody, but someone who knows their job and is doing it the way they have to do it. To be honest, public speakers earn a lot. They earn so much. Their price tag is limitless. It's just based on your branding, you can earn so much. So much and so much and so much. So however you want to earn is however you're packaging your brand. If you package your brand like a 4 cedis tomatoes, that's how people is going to say it. If you package the same so a friend made this analogy to me and I thought it was great. You see bottled water that we buy on the supermarket and the stores, right? When you buy it on the supermarket and the stores, see, for the benefit of my friends who are not from Ghana but are listening, let's say they are $1, right? They are like 50 cents or $1 or $2 at the store. But when you buy that same bottled water at the airport, it's over $5 to $10, or maybe yes, $5 to $8 or $10. This is the same water that you buy at the store, the same brand, the same everything. But why is it more expensive than why you buy at the store? It is because the presence of where you bought it is demanding. It is the airports where all kinds of professionals, all kinds of people, all kinds of human beings are there. So obviously, their level of branding is different. So that is why that water is more expensive at the airport than any other. I don't know if most of you have noticed it. The same water you buy at the normal store, when you go to the airport, the price, the way the price shoot high, you'll be wondering, is this water from Jerusalem? It is not because the water is different from the one you buy at the store. It is because the environment the water finds itself is promoting it to that price. So whatever environment you find yourself to speak, you must learn to take possession of that environment. You must let you know people, leave a landmark there that when people one day visit there, they say, wow, a man visited here before and spoke to us, and I can never forget that moment. And that is what we are talking about. That is what we mean by working with intention, owning your space. Don't hide behind the podium. Don't always be a presenter kind of person. Next slide. Okay, next slide. Let's talk about next slide. No, don't hide behind the podium. You need to master your message before you go. You need to own your space. You need to let people know that I am the owner of this stage. And I'm thinking you need to build a rapport early. Your smile, your gesture, your ask questions, capture people's interest. Talk about a movie you watched last night. How many of you watched the movie Straw? Did you see how that lady cried at the last time? What can you learn from that? Like, you have to take the moments. You have to be exposed to things people are already doing and bring it into your message to make them relate to your message better than what you have. When in doubt, breathe and slow down. Don't let people know that you have forgotten your slide or what you want to say. Take a moment to pause. It's not a crime. This even shows people that you own the stage. For people to wait to listen to you when you take a moment and breathe, it shows that you're in control and you have the power and control. So don't be afraid of stage fright. There is nothing bad about stage fright. The only thing bad is that you're diminishing your abilities to perform better because of the crowd or because of people. So you're looking at people's strength over your own strength. You need to know that at that moment, you are the invited speaker. Every other person is there to listen to you. And because of that, you have more power to own the space over them. That alone can give you the confidence to continue speaking. Putting it all together, I think I'm almost done my presentation. Putting it all together, these are the series of people I've spoken to. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's so much of them I can show. But these are just few that I thought about picking. I think this was in Ghana. This was in Kaneshi. This was a US audience. I actually had them last 3 years. It was a US audience that I spoke to. You can see all of them there are from the Western world. It was purposely for them because I've done the Africa one, but I just did this one for them. So it was purposely for them. And putting it all together, the truth is you must learn to speak with intention. What are you there to do? Well, I think I've been missing a lot on the chat box. Okay. Oh, wow. I been seeing, wow. We have a lot of ambulance here. All right. So putting it all together, you need to speak with intention. You need to ask yourself questions before every speech. You have to ask yourself questions either that day or before that day. You have to ask yourself questions. I am going to speak. Mikra, what is my message? What do I want the people to learn? Even though I have been given a topic is different from a message. You can derive a message from a topic, but you can go and give a topic and it becomes a talk, but it's not a message. So people will just listen, but the people will just hear you, but they are not listening because you're just giving a talk. But even if the organization inviting you is giving you a topic, there is a message from that topic. Now the question is, what is my message? What do I want the people to learn from my message? Who is this for, and who am I to them? You must, this is all we've explained from the beginning. You must understand that you're the general of that meeting. You're the commander of that meeting. You're the armed force chief general of that meeting. You're the ambassador of that meeting. So people should see you as such. They shouldn't see you less than that. The moment they begin to see you less than that, you begin to lose value. And value is one thing that sets you apart from them. You have something they wanted. So if they feel like that thing they wanted, they don't see it in you, they lose you. So you must learn what your message are, who you are to them, who your message is for. If you're speaking to SHS students, I don't see why your presentation should be having too many grammar as if you're talking to the university students. You must simplify your language, your English, your words to match your audience. Also, how can I deliver it with impact? You should ask yourself that. What are some of the tools? What are some of the games? What are some of the role plays that I can include in my message to make people better understand it? Especially when you're speaking to the youth, for example, the students, SHS and JSS. I don't just speak. I like to include a lot of role plays and games because when children hear, they sometimes forget, but when they see, they always remember. So how can I act it so they see? It's not like an adult that you speak to, they understand your concept and your message. So your audience, you must learn to carry your audience along. When is the best moment to land the idea? You must look at the audience, the moment. If it's too noisy, okay, I don't think this is the best time to drop my bullet. I don't think this is the best time to drop my bullet. If it's too crowdy or if it's too rousy, I don't think this is the best time to land my last idea or my last remark. So you look for a moment that suits that land idea that people will hear and they'll be like, wow, this went deep into my heart. All right. They may never forget what you said. They may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Right. So it is important to know that the feeling is the most important thing. How have you made them feel? It's important to them. So they must always remember you for that as well. Final thoughts. So take that first brave step. This is a moment of thinking. Think about a time when, or think about an opportunity moving forward that you may want to have. Becoming a confident speaker is a journey that begins with courage and commitment. When you learn about public speaking, don't just go and keep it down. You have to also start looking for opportunities to freely practice them. Reach out to your friends at school, at offices, at conference. Can you give me the opportunity to speak on this topic? Can you give me the opportunity to express myself? Can you give me the opportunity to talk about a topic I'm passionate about? This is how it begins. Because the moment you start speaking, you start collecting pictures, videos of your speaking to promote your brand, because you need those images. If I don't have those images, I don't think this presentation will be full with all these things. This is me speaking in all the areas I have spoken, right? So you need these images to promote yourself. We need these pictures to promote your brand. So you have to look for free opportunities to speak so that you can capture these moments, so that it can boost your online presence. Like I said, if you've not already had a LinkedIn profile, at the end of this meeting, please go and sign up for a LinkedIn profile or a LinkedIn account. It's going to really, really help you earn a lot, especially as a public speaker, because this is where professionals exhibit their brand and what they can do. Speak with purpose, prepare with care, and let your confidence involve what you do. Okay, so thank you for being part of this class. I know this presentation has not been too long. So for those of you who have asked for my LinkedIn, this is my LinkedIn. It's Prince Kweku or Coach Prince. This is what you're going to see. I think I changed the banner recently, but this is what you're going to see for LinkedIn. And for Facebook users, you can also contact me. You can also reach out to me on Facebook. So I'm going to open the floor for a Q&A. You either ask it in person by raising your hands, or you can put it on the chat box, so that everyone can see it. And I'm going to respond. After the Q&A, we're going to break out into a breakout section where you are going to have to talk about amongst yourself, suggest for each others looking at my passion, what would you think would be a good ideal area to focus on in public speaking? So that after this breakout section, we'll come back, we'll talk about it, and then we'll call it the day. And then on the 5th of July, we would have you to speak. We'll have you prepare a 3-minute talk to speak at your individual breakout sessions. I will be visiting these breakout sessions alongside with Salome, because she's my co-host, so she can just jump into different groups, breakout sections that she wants. But for now, let's do a Q&A. This is my presentation. I didn't want to spend much time on it. Also, I know Salome is supposed to do it, but let me just do it. I also do have a book that I've written. And I mean, Salome would emphasize on that as well. But that book is called, I think some of you already have seen it. Oops, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, so as I'm looking for it, please feel free to ask me questions, Q&A, questions and answers. Everyone should be having a question. I think I saw a hands up, or someone went out. Everyone should be asking a question. Let me see the Q&A. Let's go. Yes, Raf.
Okay. Can you hear me, Coach Prince?
I can, but your network is a little breaking. But I can hear you. I'll try and hear. Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
It's a little better now. Yes.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So my, personal experience. Sometimes, I find myself in a situation whereby, as I'm talking to people, sometimes there's this stage fright that just like entangles me all over. It's not a frequent thing. It's once in a while stuff. So, in order to improve the way I speak to people, how or what are the things you suggest to me in order to manage my stage fright, or how to handle stage frights?
Okay, that's important. That's one thing every public speaker faces. Every public speaker faces a stage fright. And to be honest, I would not want you to fight it at the beginning of your career. Let it happen, because you learn from it. That's the only way you learn. Don't go and start forming to be a strong man when you know that in depthly you're shy. Let it happen. But one of the things you need to learn, that time is a factor that changes things. You cannot overbeat your strengths, but you must let time take revolve. So the more you speak, you realize that the more what you know, you become perfect. So this means that you need to look for more speaking opportunities to become perfect. Because if you've spoken for like 10 years ago and you want to speak again, no matter how bold you were before, you will still get shy because the time you've spoken is long. But if you are now doing it frequently, automatically you master the craft. That's why you see people who, in Ghana here, we have people in the trotro station when they are selling their product. No matter the number on the trotro, inside the trotro, they are not afraid of. They have sold and sold and sold and sold and sold. They are now master of the craft. But initially when they began, you could see them hiding at the mirror of the glass, not for everybody to see them. But the more they now did it, they took over the bus. Like they can go to 7 buses a day, even more than 7 buses a day to talk. So time is a true factor of change, right? It's not really something you can want to fight. It's nature. It's just like someone tell you to breathe in, breathe out, and tell you to hold the out. Don't breathe in again. You'll die now. Because the nature states that you must breathe in and breathe out. That's how human operates. So if someone tell you breathe out and hold it, if you breathe out for more than 1 hour, Kolebu is the next option for you, because that's where you allow yourself. But you have to let things breathe in and breathe out. So you have to let time grow you. That's the most important thing, is you also at that moment start looking for opportunities even as you're growing to speak. Even if it's a number of 10 people, 20 people, speak to them, learn to speak to them, learn to teach at school, learn to teach at classes, I think when someone entered, Lily said she does most of her class presentations. That is the spirit. She begins from there to speak. So when she does that often and often, my dear, Even if they put her in 10,000 people, those 10,000 people will look like 500 people because she's already been speaking to them. She's mastering the craft already. So that is how it evolves. So let no man deceive you that there's 500 antidotes to overcome. It's not true. One of them is just time and commitment to your job. If you're doing it often and often, you can speak to any, even you can stand in front of a president and talk without being disrespectful, but bold at what you say, because you've spoken to people more than numbers of times you're speaking to. You get it? So times truly changes, but as time is also changing, you should also be growing your opportunity level so that you can be doing it more and more. Helpful? Awesome. All right. I saw Camilla's hand up. Yeah, Camilla.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Good
So
evening.
my question, my question, Coach Prince, is what are some of the mistakes we can avoid on, when we're starting this speaking, public speaking, like profession, the early mistakes we can avoid?
One of the mistakes I feel I can put you in the most danger is thinking that it's about you. It's not about you. It's about the people you're delivering to. Every opportunity for you to speak is not about you. It's about people. So when you begin to see people as the utmost priority in your life, that is the beginning of your biggest win, because you begin to look for how you can solve their problem rather than how you can solve your problem. If you are able to solve their problems, what happens? You earn more. Imagine you go to a hospital with a disease that you've tried every hospital, no doctor can cure. And then you come to someone who tells you that in 30 minutes, I have a solution to cure this. And truly he cures it. What do you think will happen? You will bring every of your family member that falls sick to that person. So the moment you solve people's problem, that is the beginning of the success. So that's the biggest mistake. First, you must know that it is not about you. It is about, even though you are the messenger, but it's about the message you're carrying. That's the most important. So if that narrative leaves your mind that it's about the message you're carrying, you know that you are just a servant to them and not their boss. Even though you're going to speak with power and authority, you know that these people, I'm coming to serve them. I'm not coming to control them. That's one, very most important one. And the second is avoid unnecessary words. For example, when I started my career, it makes people think that you're trying to lie. You're looking for the best lie to give them. That is why it's always good to be yourself. Don't go and form things that you're not. Just be yourself. If you're going to talk about a story that you have experienced, there's no way you're going to struggle in explaining your story because it's your story. But if it's not your story, people know you're about to lie. And many public speakers lie just because they want to gain the trust of the audience. Many of them lie. So don't put yourself on that space of lying to gain the trust of people you're speaking to. You get it? So avoid unnecessary words and unnecessary experiences. Avoid thinking that it's about you, but it's about them. That is the way it came to me. Does that help?
Yes, it does. I wanted to ask another one, though. I don't know.
Oh, please, feel free. Yeah, feel free.
So you were saying something about tone and like other things. Tone, volume, is setting the pace and how to control your voice. How does tone, like, is tone really necessary in the whole public speaking thing? Like, isn't it like, how do you just convey your message and that is it? Like, I want to know how tone is appropriate in public speaking.
Okay, let me see if I can find that slide. But can you all still see my slide?
Yes,
Can you
I
see my
can.
slide? Okay,
Yeah.
great. We can all see my slide. Tone is important because, for example, if you are selling a cough medicine, like you're in the throat, you say this medicine you're selling can cure catarrh and cold, and you, the person selling it, you're having cold. What do you think happens? It's a first example that your product is fake. It's important. Tone is super important. The reason is because, like I said, people must hear you and listen to you. But when they hear you and don't listen to you, your message is voiceless. Avoid. Right? So the tune you use at every time is important. When you're talking about emotional stories, you don't need to be laughing. When you're talking about matters pertaining to their life and their career, it's a serious matter. You need to also have that serious tune. When you're talking about comic or funny experience, obviously you need to have that tune. So tunes relate your message better to the audience. If they are not seeing seriousness in that speech that is talking about their life, how do you want them to be serious with you? You get it? So the tune is important because the tune is the main presenter, like it packages a message to them. Okay, this should come in a funny way. This should come in a jovial way because of the tune. That's why you see people who said they speak and they say something funny and they say, when do people laugh? Why are you telling them to laugh? If the thing was truly funny, they should laugh, right? Because the tune they used was not funny. They used a serious tune for a funny content. I don't know if it makes sense. Or you do something and you yourself, you feel like it is powerful. You say, I should get a clap for this now. You shouldn't tell them to get a clap. They should give you the clap because they know they relate to the message better. You get it? So whatever you want your audience to reciprocate to you, you should be able to give it to them using your tune. If you want it to be serious, if you want them to pay attention, your tune to sound it. Like for example, I can say, brothers and sisters, or my dear friends, at this moment, I want you to all consider this part of your life. Don't joke with it. This is not a joking period. This is a moment of your growth. If you fail to study, you're failing your generation. Your generation depends so much on you. Now, do you think someone will be laughing? It's a serious business. Well, I'm saying your generation depends on you. Don't joke with your life. You will laugh because even though this thing is serious, but my tune is a funny tune. We'll all laugh, right? So that is how much tune impinge or impute to the message you carry. Okay. All right. Is that helpful? Camila, was that helpful?
It was. Thank you.
Okay. So Mary, Sandra, Clinton, Martha, Lily, May, Alma, and okay. Any question before we proceed? Okay. So I'll play for you. Can you see this? Can everyone see this? Okay, so this is one of the books I am selling. This book is 1000 Secrets for Public Speakers and Coaches. It's actually we only have an e-copy right now, so it's an electronic copy. We don't have hard copies yet. But this is it. It's 35 Ghana cedis, discounted for 30 cedis. So if you want to go beyond this class to now master how and the tools you can use for earning as a public speaker, you can reach out to Salome and tell her she would get you the information on how you can get the book, and then it can help you. One of the things you must learn as a public speaker is you must learn to invest in yourself. Investing means the right knowledge, the right tools, the right ability can earn you. But when you don't learn the right knowledge, you will not also succeed. So I'm going to also play a video of one of my early times in my public speaking. So guys, watch it. It's on Facebook. Let me see if I can get it. So let me share that with you. Let me know if you can see it. Can you all see it?
Yes, we can.
And if you can hear, let me know you can hear it. Know your skills, ability, and field. Can you hear it?
Yes, we can.
Across Africa. And majority of time, people come to my LinkedIn and ask me for a job. Sometimes I don't have a job to give them. Sometimes I refer them to jobs. Sometimes I recommend to them. But I always have people and I ask them, what can you do as a job? And most people respond, I can do anything. And when you give them a cleaning job, and you're like, how can you give me a cleaning job? They hold me. But you just said you can do anything. It shows you that that person does not understand their ability and their skills. As a young person, you don't know your skills, your weakness, and your ability, there's a problem. You cannot do anything as a young person. It's good to be multi-talented. This is different from being multi-talented. But you must be known for an identity. What can you do? Is the question. You should know something that you can do. Do you like playing football? Are you good at it? Are you good in using computer and laptop? What can you do? If you know what you can do, you're able to build a career around it. Like my very good friend there, he's good in cooking. He's a chef. Because he knows this, any opportunities around that area, we know him for it. For you, we don't know what you can do. That is the power of strength. When you're able to identify a particular career, you build strength around it. Me, I like educating people on career decision making. Really. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a brief of that. This is more like my early time of speaking, right? And did I do great? Did I do great?
That was wonderful.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Oh, so you can always speak at many. Know your skills, ability, and skill. You can always speak at many. Just a second. So you can always do great things with your voice. The message you carry is important to you, the messenger. Okay, and like I said, the book is still going for sale. So if you want, contact Salome. She's going to give you information on how you can get a copy. It's just 30 cedis, which is very low for your investment as well. And also, we're going to break into a group section now and then come back before we close. Yes, we have a few minutes, 30 minutes to close. So in the group, basically what you're going to be doing is, and after that, at the end of this section, we are going to have, okay, Salome will talk about the certificate area. But for now, I will all divide and go into a group. And then in the group,